review of the Edgenuity lesson evaluating the 6 trigonometric functions. So in there they talk about Pythagorean identities. If you took home, came to the school and picked up your guided notes, inside you should have had like just a loose green cardstock paper that had a circle on the front. On the back, you'll notice right here, all of those Pythagorean identities are listed. So there are a couple of questions on the quiz asking like if the identity is written correctly or which identity you could use. You could use this section right here to help you out. So they did their solving here differently, again, like we do at school. So I'm going to show you the way that we do it because I think it's a little bit easier. So this example 1 says, given that secant theta equals negative 37/12, what is the value of cotangent theta for pi over 2 is less than theta less than pi? So let's go ahead and draw an x and a y axis here. And what I'm going to do is similar to what I did in the last video notes. I'm going to set up a triangle to help me out. So this is saying where we're going to draw the triangle, it's between pi over 2 and pi. So as a reminder, it goes 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and then this is coterminal with 2 pi. That's going all the way around. So it's saying that the triangle we're going to draw is between pi over 2 and pi. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to draw it in. Now, right here, so this will be our theta down here, because we always connect back to the x-axis. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine. So if secant theta equals negative 37/12, cosine of theta, we're going to flip that and say that it's negative 12/37 because they're reciprocals of each other. So as a reminder, cosine is the ka part in SOHCAHTOA. So I know that this 12 here is the A, and the length of the hypotenuse would be 37. Or, excuse me, that would be the H. So with not worrying about the negative, I'm just going to put in that the adjacent side has to be 12, and the hypotenuse has to be 37. Now, your hypotenuse is always positive, so the negative is going to go with the 12. You can also tell that we're moving to the left. Left and down is always negative values. Okay, so if we want to find the cotangent, I'm just going to write out the original one. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. So if we're trying to figure out cotangent, we need the adjacent over the opposite. So we know that the adjacent is negative 12, but we don't know the opposite. This is a right triangle, so we can just do what we're trying to figure out. Actually, I'll just put an X. Leg squared plus leg squared equals the hypotenuse squared. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. So x squared plus 144 equals 1,369. Then subtract 144 from both sides. So that means that x squared equals 1,225. Square root both sides, and x is 35. So this opposite length is 35. It's up above the x-axis, so it's positive. So our cotangent is going to be negative 12 over 35, negative 12/35. Example 2 says the terminal side of an angle passes through points negative 3, negative 4. What is the value of cosine theta? Okay, so if it passes through the point negative 3, negative 4, we would go negative 3, like here-ish, and then down 4. So this ordered pair here would be negative 4. So like I said, we would go left 3, down 4. So now I'm going to make that into a right triangle, always connected back to the x-axis. So our reference angle is always the part that connects back to the x-axis. So again, the point negative 3, negative 4, we'd have to go to the left 3 and down 4. So that's what the side lengths of the triangle. So if I want cosine, Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So our adjacent, we know it's -3. And then we can do the Pythagorean theorem to get the hypotenuse. A squared plus b squared equals our hypotenuse squared. So we end up with 9 plus 16 equals c squared. And the square root of 25 is 5. The hypotenuse in all these are always positive. So cosine is going to be -3/5 because it's adjacent over hypotenuse.